Now I'm wondering how I can order a fucking casket that fits 2 people so I can hold Emmy's hand when we're dead.
For heaven's sake, that's the cold open. We haven't even introduced the book. That wasn't even the main character.
Details. It sets the tone. Unhinged devotion. That's what sells. Welcome back to Heartbook Radio, the only book show brave enough to admit most books are kinda dumb. I'm Rex Renegade.
And I'm Eleanor Vance. Today we're discussing Slapshot by Chelsea Curto, a contemporary romance about a hockey player and a chef. Not, as you seem to think, a guide to ordering novelty coffins.
Hey, that guy Maverick sounds way more interesting than Mr. Perfect. This book, folks, is apparently about a hockey dude so nice. He makes golden retrievers look like hardened criminals. 500 pages of niceness. Can you believe it?
It's about Hudson Hayes, a star player falling for his private chef, Madeline, a single mother, and the central debate seems to be whether Hudson is too perfect, unlike that disaster we discussed last month, Vlad the Impaler's very bad date night, where you insisted his impaling habit was just a quirky flaw.
Vlad had passion. This Hudson guy reads romance novels with his teammates. Cries. What is he? Canadian. Oh, wait. He probably is. That explains the niceness. It's a national affliction.
He's American, and it's presented as emotional intelligence. He falls for Madeline, who's understandably cautious after a terrible ex-husband.
The ex. Right. The guy who divorced her because their kid was born deaf. What a prince. See, that's conflict. Why couldn't Hudson have a secret gambling addiction? Or a weird foot fetish? Anything.
Because the point is exploring a healthy relationship. Some readers found it refreshing. Not a single shred of toxic masculinity to be seen. One reviewer gushed.
Gushed. Or gagged. I bet that reviewer knits sweaters for squirrels. No toxic masculinity. What's the fun in that? It's like ordering a pizza with no toppings. This Hudson sounds like he flosses after every meal and apologizes to telemarketers. I diagnose him with pathological pleasantness. It's terminal.
He supports Madeline, he's kind, he's successful, and yes, the big one, he learns American Sign Language, on his own, to communicate with her 6-year-old daughter Lucy.
Okay, hold up. Learning sign language. That's a lot. Is that romantic or just creepy try? Hard energy. Like my neighbor Dave, who keeps offering to mow my lawn. I know he's judging my dandelions. It's performative kindness. Is Hudson just virtue signaling with ASL?
Or maybe he's just a genuinely decent human being who cares. A concept I know is alien to you. Readers were apparently sobbing over it. Hudson Hayes is a goddamn treasure and I will fight anyone who disagrees, one said.
Fight them. Over niceness. What are they gonna do? Compliment their opponent into submission. Your form is sloppy. But I admire your spirit. And Madeline. She resists this paragon of virtue. Is she blind? Or just bored? I'd be bored. Where's the chase? Where's the risk of him keying her car?
She has trust issues because of the aforementioned scumbag ex. It's called character development. Something you wouldn't recognize if it bit you. Unlike Vlad, who just bit people.
Vlad had layers. Anyway, this Hudson guy, his big flaw is no flaws. That's not a flaw. That's a manufacturing defect. And what about this hockey team book club? The Puck Kings. Seriously, what do they talk about? Bro. The forced proximity in Chapter 5 was totally unrealistic. Bro. I bet they argue about whether the Duke was really reformed.
It's supposed to show camaraderie and deconstruct stereotypes.
It shows they need better hobbies. And don't get me started on Hudson's supposed bromance with Maverick, casket caser, Guy. One review, said they, might actually be soulmates. Now that's a book I'd read. Forget the chef.
Moving on to the crucial question, is Slapshot actually any good, or is it, as one reviewer put it, so uninteresting?
500 pages. 500 pages. Of niceness. I could read the entire phone book and find more dramatic tension. One poor soul apparently quit at 55% because it was giving nothing. I feel their pain.
Others adored the slow burn. They found the emotional depth profound. Obliterated my heart, one claimed, giving it 6 stars, which isn't even a real rating. Another admitted, I cried on the subway.
Crying on the subway. That's just Tuesday in New York. Doesn't count. And slow burn. More like glacial melt. Get to the kissing. Or the moderate spice. Apparently. Rated 2 out of 5 chili peppers. That's not spice. That's paprika. My Aunt Mildred's casserole has more heat.
It's about the emotional connection, not just paprika. Though some did complain about the length and the lack of external conflict, it seems you either find Hudson the dream man, the ultimate. If he wanted to, he would, example.
Or you find him as exciting as watching paint dry on beige wall. We got a fake email here from Debbie Downer in Duluth. Dear Heart Book Radio. I tried reading Slapshot, but Hudson's perfection gave me hives. My therapist says I now have an allergy to green flags. Send help. See, it's a public health crisis.
That's obviously fake. People loved the found family, the supportive friendships.
Found family. Sounds like a cult preamble. Okay. Hypothetical time. If Hudson Hayes were a sandwich, what would he be?
I am not answering that, it's demeaning.
Fine. He's plain turkey on white bread. No mayo. No mustard, crusts cut off. Served with a glass of room, temperature water. Satisfying. Maybe. Exciting. Absolutely not.
That's reductive. He's clearly more complex if people have such strong reactions.
People have strong reactions to pineapple on pizza. Doesn't make it gourmet. All right, verdict time. You first? Rate this saccharine slab of hockey niceness.
Okay. Despite your analysis, there's an undeniable sweetness here. The acel element was genuinely touching, even if the overall conflict felt low stakes. It's comforting, like a warm blanket, but maybe too warm. I give it 6 out of 10 perfectly executed hockey assists that lead directly to emotional vulnerability.
Weak. So weak. It's boring. It's too long. The nicest thing I can say is that it didn't actively insult my intelligence. Unlike some books we could mention. Vlad, I give Slapshot. 3 out of 11 Zamboni. Fumes inhaled. While waiting for something interesting to happen.
Contradictory and nonsensical as always.
That's the brand, baby. Join us next week when we tackle... my roommate is a sentient mold colony, and he owes me rent. Should be a riot.
Until then, this has been Heartbook Radio. Please send coffee or bail money.